wear your underwear and on top of your pants like Superman and Batman. Okay, it's cool. Okay. Oh, your superheroes did it. Damn, okay. Hey, kaijus, lone wolves, tigers, and sigma males out there. It's your boy Kaiju Kong, aka 2K, emerging from society to bring you some more sigma. So sustenance. Alright guys, this is going to be a little bit of a meaningful rant for us to bounce off ideas off of each other. Now what am I going to be talking about? I'm going to be talking about NPCs. For those of you who watched my videos, you know what NPCs are. NPCs are non-player characters. Now this is a term from video games that talks about those characters who are just megabytes in the game. They are in the game, they exist in the game, but they do not truly live, nor do they participate in the game. They're just controlled, they're just megabytes. Some people in this world, they follow the mainstream to such a certain degree that sometimes you wonder if they're really functioning out of their own free will, or they're just functioning as a puppet. Their strings are being pulled by society, and it's very predictable to know exactly where they're gonna go, what they're gonna do, and what they're gonna say. Now, as a Sigma male, when I was growing up, means I'm dead already. When I was growing up, the worst thing in my life for me to feel was to feel common, was to feel mediocre, was to feel just like everybody else. I didn't want to feel like everybody else. I didn't want to be average. I think a true mark of a Sigma male is when you take the average of the average type of man of your age in your country or in your certain demographic. If you look at the average and you see his behavior, how he acts, how he talks, and then you compare him to you, how much more different from him you are, the more of a Sigma male you are. And I think that a Sigma male is really starkly in contrast to the typical man of his age, of his same demographic in that same country. And even in generations, you see, why do you think there's like a Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z, baby boomers? Why do they classify them in years? Because as research shows, psychology shows that each generation, Generation X, Generation Y, baby boomers, they all have certain median or average behaviors. You could kind of judge them based on what they did because they grew up with the same type of environment. They grew up with or without technology. They grew up with or without a war. They grew up in either easy times or hard times. Therefore, their overall or base behaviors kind of shifted in exactly the same way. Now, for those of you who know, whenever you see this background, I'm at my workplace. And when I do these videos, I do it from 5:30 to 6, which is my dinner break. But everybody else at this moment is eating, having dinner. I eat when I want to eat. I do not follow the programming of society. I usually ate before I came back to work. I do this intermittent fasting, which I eat within an 8-hour window, in order for the rest of the day to be freed up for what I want to do. Like, for example, I'm providing value for you guys. Now, when I was looking at this Generation X, Generation Y, you know what I found funny about it? I do not know why they had to start in Generation X. Baby Boomer, Generation X, Generation Y, it's practically at the end of the alphabet. So like Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z. So now we're at the Generation Z or the Millennials, and they're probably thinking to themselves, they're like,
Bob, I think we made a mistake here. Yeah, man, what happened? We started out on the lower end of the alphabet for naming the generations. Now, after the Generation Z, after the Millennials, what do we name them? That's a good question, man. Fuck, like, why didn't we think of that? We thought the world would have ended already by the time Generation Z would have appeared. But it looks like the generations are going to continue. What can we do? We cannot, can we go back to naming a Generation A? Yeah, we can, but then there has to be a very good reason for it. So let's instigate something. Let us put out a good reason for us going back to the beginning of the alphabet. I know what we can do, Bob. What is that, my friend? We can unleash this virus, or unleash something. Maybe a virus. Probably, we're joking about it, but maybe that's the best idea because a virus, a pandemic is a big thing. When it's a big thing, the whole world experiences it. They're more open to this new name of this generation. Yeah, that's a good idea, my friend. That's a grand idea. Let's do that. Let's talk to our friends over in the other country. Let's do this. So what do we name this?
So they're creating the virus.
What do we name this virus? I do not think we should name it anything with the A because A would give it off very easily. They would know that we made this virus probably to go back to the beginning of the alphabet. So maybe we should name it B. But what do we name B? Generation Bobo? Generation Stupid? No. Generation Ballbusters? Generation Ball Cutters? No. Even though if it's very appropriate, because after all, when we unleash this virus, everyone else is going to lose their balls, and then following everything like, Generation Bad, Generation Bad, Generation Bad. Okay, that's a bit too obvious. Let's go one more letter down the line, so nobody will figure it out. Nobody will make the connections here. That's a good idea. So we should name it something C. Let's do it Corona. Corona means crown, means the crown. So it sounds regal, sounds cool.
Whoever came about during the coronavirus, those who were born in coronavirus, now they're called Generation C, Gen C. And so from there, Gen C, now the guys can go decently down the alphabet. And then these guys at the top of the pyramid, they're like,
damn, we did this virus, named Gen C. At least that's one problem that we solved in this world. How to name the next future generations, man. We are so successful as presidents, we're so successful as world leaders.
When you think about it this way, one further step. What is after C? D. Gen D. What does D stand for? Delta. Generation Delta. And who are the deltas? The NPCs, my friends. Those who are trained to be sheep. And as you can see with this Generation C, remember usually generations are around 25 years. That's the average span of a generation. So from 25 years of this generation suffered through this corona, through this lockdown, through feeling like always limited, have to put on a mask, have to put on a visor, don't always wash your hands, always do this shit to other people, fist bump each other, don't kiss on the cheek, and all that BS. They are trained at an early age to follow authority, to follow the authority figures. Therefore, the more that they follow, the more that they're used to it. The cause and the effect from an early age, because their brains have still that neuroplasticity, they will develop to be sheep very easily. I doubt that the future generations will have the capability to think for themselves. Therefore, very rightly, after that 25 years of being cucked, of being ball busted, this Generation C will then give birth to a new generation, Generation Delta, or the Generation NPCs. Now, NPCs is a non-player character, but I also want to call them the Normies, the Poormes, and the Conformies. They're the normal people, normies, the normal, mainstream. The poor me, because they're always complaining, whining, they never do anything in their life. They're just saying, it's this fault, it's that guy's fault, They blame everyone else except for themselves. Therefore, they never improve. Because why? When they blame someone else and they expect that guy to fix their problems, that guy is focused on himself as well. He's blaming someone else and they're all pointing they're all pointing fingers at each other. Nobody's going to do anything. So that's the poor me. Next is the conformie. The conformies, they conform to everything. When someone says, you should do this, okay.
Wear your underwear on top of your pants like Superman and Batman.
Okay.
It's cool.
Okay.
Your superheroes did it.
Damn, okay. There was this joke when I was young. I said, why is Superman stupid? And then the person said, why? Because Superman wore his underwear on top of his pants. Why is Batman even more stupid? Why? Because Batman copied Superman. So that's it, my friends. Let me end there. The NPCs are also the non-player character, or the Normies Poormes Conformies, that you see almost every single day out there. But you cannot escape the Delta males. You cannot escape the Delta females. You cannot escape them because they make up majority of the population. And us Sigmas, I believe that we are above average in terms of IQ. And if not in IQ, above average, at least in EQ. Therefore, we can read off of people's energy, we can anticipate, and we can read social dynamics. We're pretty much smarter, we're pretty much above average. So we see the shit that's going on. And I'm sure that you guys do not agree to what is taking place or how the authority is taking care of everything. And this little story of mine about how they're naming the generations and why the next Gen C.
We go back to Gen C, at least we have 24 generations to go. Us as world leaders, we're so successful, at least we solved that problem.
As smart people, you're never gonna escape the stupidity of this world. You're never gonna escape, so sometimes you will have to stand up to, you'll just have to get along with stupid friends. You'll just have to get along with morons. You just have to shut your mouth, zip your mouth. If you get angry at stupidity, you're basically getting angry at the world, because the world is full of stupidity, my friend. So just have fun with it. Laugh along, laugh with them, don't laugh at them. Now, I always say it is good to be the gladiators in the arena, to be the action takers, instead of the spectators like the delta males, most of the beta males who are hating on you. Be the action takers, be focused on your goals. But to a degree, it is good to be spectators to the stupidity of the world. Because if you take action in every single stupidity that's taking place, you're going to be overwhelmed, my friends. There's too much stupidity, so much wrongdoing going on, that for one or a few men like us, it is going to be too much of a problem to solve. So sometimes you just got to sit back, spectate everything, and laugh at the world, and just have a good time. But hold true to what is, to your own evolution, and hold true to your own values and your own virtues. Be action takers in your purpose, in your aspirations, in your goals in life, but be spectators to the stupidity that's going on around you, and you're going to be much happier in life, my friends. So that's it, my friends. This is a little bit of a meaningful rant, as I said. If you like this content, do go ahead and comment your thoughts. I really want to know what you guys think about this, and subscribe if you haven't already. This is a channel for the Sigma males, the lone wolves, and the tigers out there. We think out of the box. We want to do things that go against mainstream and come up with solutions that nobody has ever come up with before. So that's it, my friends. This is Kaiju Kong signing off. Thank you very much for joining, my friends. Till next time, stay strong and take care.